I still don't use flashcards, and probably never will. There is one situation where flashcards may be useful. If you need to memorize a list of telephone numbers, maybe flashcards are the way to do it. But not for learning a foreign language. Flashcards are a terrible tool for learning a foreign language. Flashcards are extremely time consuming. Most people who use flashcards seem to spend several hours a day just on flashcards. It doesn't matter if you can create one flashcard in 1 second. You need to create several new flashcards every single day. Then keep answering all the flashcards until you get them all correctly. Then you have to review old flashcards. Doing all that takes a long time. People who use flashcards end up wasting several hours a day just on flashcards. Your performance per hour is very low. That is totally inefficient. It doesn't matter the total hours of study. The important metric here is how much you can accomplish per hour. The Parkinson's law says that the longer you study, the slower you become. So, the solution is to study as little as possible. The longer hours you study, the slower and more inefficient you become. I have been studying Swedish for only an hour a day. When you have only an hour a day to study, it forces you to focus on what is important. Time is precious, so you can't afford to waste a single second. You have to focus on the activities that are really important and have value. You have to get rid of anything else. If you have only an hour a day to study, you cannot waste that time with flashcards. I have been studying Swedish by translating song lyrics. Each line of the lyrics already works as a flashcard. I read the Swedish line, then translate in my head, then I check if my translation is correct. That is exactly how a flashcard works. I add the English translation immediately after each Swedish line. So I have all the advantages of flashcards, but none of the disadvantages. Learning a foreign language is hard. It requires that you study every single day for years. Flashcards are a torture. I cannot imagine myself doing flashcards every day for years. Instead, I translate song lyrics. It's an hour every day in which I am basically just listening to songs. It is an absolutely blast, and I'm having a lot of fun. It is the best hour of the day. I always want to study more. But for me, Swedish is just a hobby, so I force myself to restrain and not to study for more than an hour a day. Here is another idea. People who use flashcards seem to be obsessed with memorization. But learning a foreign language is not about memorization. The vast majority of words in a dictionary are useless. Most words in a dictionary are too obscure, difficult, or archaic. Not even native speakers know such words. What is the point of memorizing words that are so difficult that not even native speakers know? When I read a text, my priority is to understand the text, not to memorize each individual word. I look up words in the dictionary to understand the text. Once I can understand a line, I just move on. Important words appear frequently, so I usually end up memorizing them, simply because I come across them so frequently. But I make no particular efforts to memorize them. Rare words are usually not that important. I look them up in the dictionary, but usually later I forget them. How many flashcards can you study per hour? 10, 20, 30? By translating song lyrics, I look up 50 words per hour, almost a word per minute. Even though I don't try to memorize them, I can probably see many more words per hour than people using flashcards. That is why I neither use nor recommend flashcards.